6.5 FM. Good afternoon to you. Midday week here, Wednesday hump day. I'm Mark Westwood along with Donald Williamson, Taxsaver and more, and a taxpayer as too. Welcome, Don. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I want to say hi to all you radio listeners out there in Radio Land. And we got a real good show today, interviewing a young lady that's running for Fontana City Council.
Then we're going to interview a little later on, too, because you're running for State Board of Equalization. So we thought that would be a good interview, too. We're sitting here kind of a few days before President's Day. It's a 3-day holiday for a lot of people. Notice that the parking lot is looking a little empty here at the Union, and also here at the radio station. We've got a lot of people taking the proverbial 5-day holiday, like Eric Osario. His office is Friday today. Hello, Eric.
Hey, I'm looking forward to the weekend.
That's right. Well, Eric always gets a 3-day weekend, but to this time he's probably going to get a 4-day weekend if he behaves himself, and he's a good little boy.
I'll try my best. No promises.
Okay. And we're gearing up here for another holiday, and I love it when my workers get to have some time off and can relax a little bit. Yeah, I think it kind of rejuvenates them a little bit, and also me. So we're arranging all that. So today we're running up on election time. As you all know, I'm a pretty active Democrat in the area and member of the Democratic National Committee as a delegate, the state party as a delegate, State Democratic Party, the San Bernardino County Democratic Central Committee, up until a couple of weeks ago as president of a Democratic club, and thank God, thank heavens, I finally able to talk them into stepping down after years and years and years of being president. I had to agree to be vice president.
How many years were you president?
All said and told, about 17 years.
Wow.
Not continuously. The way it worked out was I was president for about 8 years, and then I talked somebody into being president, and he was president for a term and a half, and I was vice president. Well, that worked out. His name was Jack Brennan. Lovely guy. Loved him. Everybody loved Jack. And then Jack passed away.
Oh.
And after Jack, it's not quite in the right order, actually. We elected Mary Birmingham Winter, great homeless person activist. Loved Mary. She decided to move to Hawaii. And then, unfortunately, later on, she passed away.
Oh.
And but I wound up as president again. And ever since then, I've been president and kind of begging not to be. But I did, and I served to them, and glad we did what we did. We sustained them through COVID, sustained the club through a lot of stuff, and grew the club a little bit. And happy to hand it over to one Melinda Neal. And she's going to be president. I'm going to be vice president. And so I'm happy to do that and kind of back off on a few things as I'm getting older. And as you know, people, I just came out of an operation about 3 weeks ago. Had my gallbladder removed. That wasn't too much fun. It's kind of a major operation. It was a little more major than I realized, actually. And the recovery was tough. But prior to that, I had some other things and some health ailments that I'm getting better. Getting better every day. I'm a better version of myself than I was yesterday. And as if we can all say that, that's a good thing. Enjoyed the Super Bowl on Sunday. It's my first time on the radio to talk about how much I enjoyed Bad Bunny. Absolutely phenomenal. I danced. I had a good time. The symbolism was great. I understood what was going on there. And for a lot of people, they got an education. They realized that the president of Puerto Rico, unfortunately, is Donald Trump, that it is a U.S. territory, and that Puerto Ricans are just as much of Americans as people who are in Iowa or Wisconsin. And, it was a great, valuable lesson. It celebrated the Latinx, Latin spirit, and I loved it. I have many, many friends. As I grew up in San Bernardino and went to Lincoln Elementary and Riley Elementary and Arrowview Junior High School and San Bernardino High School and San Bernardino Valley College and Cal State University, San Bernardino, and then later on to Cal State Fullerton. I tell you what, I grew up with lots of Mexican friends, Latino friends, Argentinians, Venezuelans, and I loved them all. I'm better and more rich for it. And I think I've got about 35 more pounds because I ate too many beans and salsa and rice. And
I was going to say, you're definitely invited to the carne asada, Mark. You're definitely invited to the carne asada.
I've had lots of ladies call me Mija, or no, Mijo. Mijo. Well, the other one's called me Mijo, but that's another story we won't get into. Anyway, I had a good time at Super Bowl with my wonderful friends, Rachel Gustafson and Ben Gustafson and Miranda Collins and Tyler Collins and my roommate Sam, and we all watched the Super Bowl together and ate like we shouldn't have, but we did, and had a great time. And it was a wonderful experience, and I'm glad I watched the right halftime show. That's for sure. So, Don, what did you think?
Oh, I liked it. You know, it didn't. I always root for the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
So unfortunately, I was rooting for New England Patriots, and if they hadn't threw 2 interceptions, if they'd have got those and scored, they'd have won.
That's kind of you got to keep the ball. You got to keep the ball to score, and it really was like a boring Super Bowl up until the fourth quarter. It was 4 field goals. We're like, is there going to actually be a touchdown in the Super Bowl? But they finally got on the stick and did it. Gave them a little bit of the run for their money. But in the end, who I thought was going to win was the Seahawks, and they did. And they had a great, strong defense, and that's why they did. And Patriots made a few mistakes, as you just noticed and said. And it was a tough thing for the Patriots, but we wish them well. And then right after that, it switched back to the Olympics, and we watched some great gold medal winners over the last couple of weeks in ice skating and everything else. So it's been a sports kind of time lately. So, Luz, tell us, what was your football experience?
Well, my football viewing experience was limited to the Bunny Bowl.
The Bunny Bowl, yes.
Yes, or Benito Bowl.
Benito, Alexander?
Benito Antonio.
Antonio.
I
Ocasio.
forgot something Ocasio.
Not to be confused with Osario, which is sitting in the control room. Ocasio. Yes, and I thought they did an excellent job of staging that, too.
Yeah, it was really good.
How clever they had people dress up as sugarcane, and they all went onto the field.
Yeah.
And what was amazing about that, they turned the football field into a sugarcane field, and there's some symbolism there. But they also had security inside that sugarcane too, to protect Lady Gaga and Bad Bunny and Ricky Martin and all those people. So great symbolism where he handed his Grammy to the young man. A lot of people thought that was Liam, the young boy who was captured by ICE, but it wasn't. But it sure did look like him. And by golly, he came forward and said that was to symbolize that as well too. So that was good. Other things, the power poles. A lot of people didn't get what the power poles meant, the significance of that. Back when Trump had his first term and they had a hurricane in Puerto Rico, and the power grid was kind of devastated. And, he went there and handed out rolls of paper towels. I don't know what he was doing, but they haven't really restored the power grid to what it used to be. So they still have all kinds of problems with power. They have insufficient power in Puerto Rico. A lot of times they have to deal with brownouts and blackouts and things like that. So that was representing that. Then he represented L.A. And then we saw a couple get married. And did you know they were from Riverside County, City of Riverside?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they were from the city of Riverside. They had invited Bad Bunny, Benito. I know him so well, I call him Benito. No, Bad Bunny to do their wedding. And he said he couldn't do that, but he said, instead, I've got an idea. Why don't you come get married in halftime? And 143.2 million people watched their wedding. Wow, that's some invitation list.
It is.
Probably the second biggest Mexican wedding, huh?
Second biggest? Oh, that's a bad joke. I think probably the biggest of all. Anyway, we usually have something called tax tips, but Don said today he's taking the day off from tax tips. So we're going to go right into this interview with this lovely lady sitting next to me who is well liked by a lot of people around here. I am just getting to know her, but she's come well recommended by the communications director from Teamsters 1932, Robert Gonzalez. And, of course, everybody I talk to says, and according to Donald Williamson, he's met you a couple of times.
I'd already met her.
That, she's so nice, and you seem very nice. And I
wish you could show her daughter on TV.
Yeah.
On the radio, on YouTube.
She's out there running around. Maybe we could.
Beautiful.
Yeah, well, we could bring her back on break. If they're watching on the computer, come on and by. They're in the green room. We have a green room here. We're very sophisticated, so Maybe Eric can go get the little baby here in a minute. But how old is she?
A year and 4 months.
Named after my grandmother, Amelia.
Or my mother, Rosa Amelia.
That was Amelia. Yeah, my grandmother's name was Amelia. Amelia and Frank Rice. And they were first generation immigrants. Their parents brought them over here. They were already born, actually, so they're first generation. And they met, believe it or not, at a very young age on the ship on the way over. They lived in Germany. They fled Germany because of Hitler and all that. Went into southern Russia, and then while they were in southern Russia, they were having problems with the Tsar, and this is how they got immigrated over here. All they had to do was find a sponsor. They had their Uncle Baltazar, who had a farm in North Dakota. They stated he was their sponsor. They came in through Pennsylvania on board a cattle boat from southern Russia, the Black Sea, the Ukraine. My grandfather was actually born in the Ukraine. And came in, and they were given land and made citizens.
Wow.
What a difference than immigration is today, where, now we're sadly knocking people down on the ground and just because of the color of their skin, and illegally searching and seizing their properties, and it just is this nightmare. It's just terrible.
And putting children in detention centers.
Yes, and putting children in detention centers, and grandpas and people that, they're picking off the easy people. They're supposed to get the criminals out of here, the hardened criminals. They're not doing that. They're not doing that. The emergency room nurse that they killed, murdered, he wasn't a hardened criminal. Neither was, Nicole Good, a mother, just dropped her kids off at school. So they're not accomplishing anything that they were supposed to accomplish. Securing our borders, no. They're up in the north. I mean, how's that doing?
They threw our whole democracy out the window.
Yes, they did. Anyway, I'm here to interview Luz, not to do this. We want to get to know you, Luz Perez. You're running for Fontana City Council. Welcome.
Thank you.
Fontana City Council, District 4.
District 4.
And I'm going to give our audience a little bit of background here. You were born in the United States. Thank you very much. You were born in South Central Los Angeles to Mexican immigrant parents that moved to Fontana at the age of 5, where she attended local public schools from kindergarten through high school. You're a proud graduate of Riverside Community College, as we know, RCC, Cal Poly Pomona, and the University of Massachusetts in Boston, where you had some clam chowder here, I bet you.
Yep.
Yes. She understands the power of education opportunity for working families. Luz is a former educator and has a background in applied linguistics. Applied linguistics, very interesting. And for years of experience in public service, she worked in Boston in the mayor's office of policy. She was the supplier diversity and as chief of staff and director of policy to an at-large Boston city councilor, which is like a council person. They call them councilor there. While she was at the city of Boston, she chaired the Latinx Employees Resource Group, where she championed equity, inclusion, and access to city resources. Through her combined work in these areas, she created the Mayor's Office of Cultural Affairs and codified the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Advancement at the City of Boston, among many other things. And I had to read that. Your qualifications and your credentials are so vast here that just incredible. And just down the hallway, as you mentioned, we have a young Amelia. Is she a year old?
Yes, she's a year and 4 months now.
A year and 4 months with her husband. And they was deeply committed to creating a safer, cleaner, and more connected city for the next generation in Fontana. She's running for Fontana City Council to put people first and ensure every neighborhood has a voice at City Hall. She's the daughter, once we had mentioned before, of Mexican immigrants. She knows the struggles and the resilience of working class families who dream of a better life for their children. And she wants to live that better life to her daughter, too. Her top priorities include access to affordable housing. Thank you very much. Housing is, as they say, the rent is too darn high. We have to say darn here. Although the President of the United States can cuss all he wants, we here on the radio can't. The rent is too darn high. And good paying jobs. Of course, that's the key, the cornerstone, the keystone to any good economy are good paying jobs. Luz believes in Fontana deserves leadership that listens, acts with transparency, and invests in the community's long-term well-being with deep roots in Fontana and a commitment to public service, Luz Perez is ready to go, fired up, ready to go. I hope you voted for Obama when you could.
Go, go, go.
And she likes to fight for working families like hers and move Fontana forward to a fairer, healthier, and more sustainable future for all opportunities, for all. Luz is a Democrat running against an entrenched Republican who has been there for over 20 years. Is that correct?
Over 30 years.
Over 30 years. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's an argument for term limits if there ever was one. So let's talk about this, Luz. Your top priority, the day one you get elected as a new Fontana City Council member, what would you like to do?
So there's so many things, but of course the top priorities are affordable housing. So start pushing to construct more affordable housing, protect against displacement, and create stronger tenant rights.
Right.
Also thinking about safety for our children. We want to accelerate street, sidewalk, and lighting repairs. A lot of parents have voiced their concerns when they're walking their children to school that the streets are just not safe. And so we want to be able to create a safer Fontana, safer streets overall. Clean air is another priority of ours. Start working towards that. We have one of the dirtiest airs in the entire country, and so it's really important that we start working towards prioritizing clean air, expanding green spaces, expanding urban tree canopy, and just better air programs.
Fontana has grown so much. I remember way back in the day, and I can say this way back in the day, I was to go out to Chaffey College because I was a musician. And I heard you were in band too. We'll talk about that in a minute. And I would go out to a jazz band out there. They had a really kick-butt jazz band out there where a lot of pros were out there, and I got to play in that band, and I was just very honored. So I'd drive out there through the grape fields, and all it was up and down hills. I'd drive for about 35, 40 minutes. There were no houses. There was no Rancho Cucamonga. And there was Fontana.
Grape vineyards.
Yeah, they're grape vineyards. And grape vineyards, a lot of them. And then every once in a while, you'd come to a stop sign, there would be a four-way stop with a blinking red light, and there would be some sort of a church on one side, and maybe a little place where they're selling fruit on another side. Not much. You just kept driving until you got out to kind of Chaffey, Ontario area, where then it started to be more things. But Fontana has grown from that to now. I think there are over 200 and how much? 1,000 people.
200 and I believe 19,000.
219,000. San Bernardino's only at 225,000. So that tells you what that has happened, is that Fontana has easily grown into the city the size of San Bernardino, not the city of Riverside. Riverside has 317,000 people. For some reason, our Riverside's bigger. But yeah, Fontana's a big city. There's different sections of Fontana, correct?
Yes.
So tell us, there's the South Ridge. That's where you were grown up in, right?
Well, around there, yes. So I was in Southridge initially, and I went to. I lived in different parts of Southridge, and then we moved. We're still in part of South Fontana, Sierra and Slover. So when I was in middle school, we went to Sierra and Slover. So just considered South Fontana, no longer Southridge.
So you grew up on the south side, as I like to say, in Chicago. But in Chicago, they have a south side, they have an east side and the west side, but they have no north side. Do you know why?
Why?
It's the lake. And nobody lives in the lake. But the south side had a very, very, very well-known reputation for working class people, for people who were gritty, for people who lived life in the real lane. But I think Southridge has a lot of homes that were built in the 90s,
Yes.
80s and 90s, but they have working families there, people who are commuting, a lot of them back and forth and stuff like that. Then you have North Fontana, which is where a lot of the growth happened,
Yes.
above the 215 or 210 freeway.
Where the Renaissance is.
Yeah, well, 210 Renaissance is kind of
More Rialto.
more Rialto area, but generally there's the midsection of Fontana, and baseline area, and things like that, and then which baseline in Fontana is totally different than baseline in San Bernardino. And so Fontana is a city that's come on its own, and with that, a lot of working people and a lot of people who are registered Democrats, more registered Democrats than we can shake a
Yes.
stick at. Yeah, it's being registered, being represented by a Republican mayor and a lot of Republicans on that city council. So we're hoping to get that changed.
Yes, yes, absolutely. We think it's time. I think because it's a nonpartisan race, sometimes people don't recognize that that people actually have their party affiliations, and so maybe that has maybe affected to some extent the way people have voted. Also, the fact that there are incumbents, and so people tend to, give that advantage to the incumbent. But I mean, the tide's turning. We're in a very different political time, and so I do think people are going to be paying more attention to that.
For our listeners that just joined us, we are talking right now with Luz Perez for Fontana City Council. Her website is Luz, L-U-Z, which means light.
Yes.
Luz Perez, P-R-E-Z, just this was the common spelling of it. Luz Perez for F-O-R, Fontana.com. Luz Perez for Fontana.com, where people can probably log on and maybe donate?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. So tell us, do you have some events coming up, Luz?
Not at the moment. We do have an upcoming event in March. It will be a fundraiser, so that's still in the works. It will definitely be a Thursday. We're still working on the exact date. If you continue to just follow us on social media or also our website, we will be posting that as soon as we have the date.
And it is early. It's only February. It's rolling fast. The primary is believed where you're going to be on the ballot, correct?
No, I'll be on the general.
The
ballot.
general in November.
Yes, in November. So we actually are starting really early.
You're starting really. So you won't be on a primary ballot at all?
No.
It'll just be the November ballot.
Just the November ballot.
Okay, so you are starting early. That's why just events are starting to roll out, and you're starting to get a healthy campaign going. You have some nice literature and a nice logo. You have a lightning bug.
A lightning bug, yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, my name is Luz, and my husband, actually it came from him. He started calling me Luciérnaga, which means lightning bug in Spanish.
Say that again.
Luciérnaga. Luciérnaga.
Okay.
Yes.
Lucia Naga. Okay. Just want to make sure we heard that right.
Yes.
Okay.
And so
Lucia Naga.
Luciérnaga means lightning bug. And so I'm very proud to be Mexican American, Chicana. And so I think it was that he saw a lightning bug. This is when we lived in Massachusetts. He saw a lightning bug, and at that time, him and I did not live together. He lived in like West Springfield. I lived in Boston, and he saw a lightning bug when he was talking to me on the phone. So that's why he started calling me Luciérnaga. And then because I had all these like Mexican type like designs and things, like I love plants, and so I have a lot of pottery, and so all that he started drawing a picture of a luciérnaga, a lightning bug with like this like Mexican design.
And for our Southern California friends, I grew up in Iowa for a little bit too.
Yeah.
And they have these bugs that run around and fly around. They're like flies, especially during the summertime. And their thoraxes have like a neon substance at night that they fly and it lights up. And
They're lightning bugs.
Well, that's why I call them lightning bugs. And to a lot of people know what lightning bugs, but a lot of Southern California people are like, what? What's a lightning bug? But that's what it is. You're going to have to, that's your pledge. You're going to bring lightning bugs to Fontana.
Well, I mean, I think I'm the lightning bug
There
in
you
the
go.
sense that I am unique. I'm not very common, but
There you
also
go.
I bring light in times of darkness.
Lose. I love that. And so as you move forward, you'll have to keep that positive, people first attitude and
Absolutely.
to be the light. Don has a mountain over there. You could get up on that mountain and preach that, don't you, Don?
That's South Montana, where you take Sierra up over, it curves around, and comes down into Riverside County.
That hill?
And
Yeah,
that hill, Arupa, past Arupa there, the one with the big giant boulders on the
Yeah.
on the west side, that's mine. The biggest boulders you ever saw.
Okay.
And we'll bring some lightning bugs up there.
Maybe we'll do
Be
that.
okay with
yes.
me?
The Oak Quarry Golf Course is right over there.
Yeah.
The mountain, and they have the Oak Quarry Golf Course. Where
That's in Riverside County.
yeah, yeah. So it's Riverside County, but that's kind of an interesting little thing. I don't know many people who own mountains, but that's done. And now we're talking to somebody running for city council. They have Assemblyman Weiner has a bill, and I don't know whether it passed in front of the state assembly, to use the access and egresses along like railroad sites, like where Metrolink is, and for housing, and to build more affordable housing. It'll be a more high density, but that the transit companies can build these houses and either rent them out or sell them or whatever. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I personally think it's a good idea.
I do too.
I think we need to just exhaust every type of options that we have, every type of resource ideas to ensure that we are providing housing. I mean, we have a housing crisis in California in general, and we need to start thinking of innovative ways of being able to build more housing.
Good, good. So you have some endorsements already piling up.
Yes.
One of them, we're sitting here. This is KCAA, the studios, but we rent from the Teamsters, which is the building's owned by the Teamsters. So, you're in kind of a Teamsters facility, but not quite, just a few feet over. And then there's Teamsters 1932. And I understand, have you been endorsed by them?
Yes, we've been endorsed by them.
Okay, great. I knew that. I was just trying to get you to say it. Brag a little bit, Luz. Talk
Yes.
it up. You've been endorsed by the Teamsters.
We've been endorsed by the Teamsters.
Teamster Union.
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
What other
Our,
endorsements so far?
we've also got the UAW Region 6 endorsement
United
as
Auto
well.
Workers. Yeah.
United Auto Workers, yes. A big focus
What
of
kind
that
of car do
campaign.
you drive?
A Ford.
Good for you, so do I.
Yeah, Ford Bronco. Yeah, a big focus of the campaign are good paying jobs. And
Oh, that's why Robert Gonzalez likes you. He drives a Ford Bronco too.
oh, does he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
You could start a Bronco club.
There we go. Yeah.
I'm
and
envious. I like the Ford Bronco.
yeah, it's a really nice car. I
I
like
have
it
a
too.
Ford Escape, but hey, it runs. It's great. It's just a couple years old. It looks good.
That's good.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
some people around here like to drive Cadillacs, but big Denali's and stuff like that. But they're still American made though, so there you go.
Yeah.
And so Safe Streets. Now, San Bernardino has just recently released a statistic I love that crime has dropped by 42% in the city of San Bernardino. And you can see it all around. The city's looking good. That's one good feather in Helen Tran's cap.
Yeah.
We'll be interviewing her soon. Police chief seems to be doing a good job. What's it like in Fontana right now?
In terms of the safety, safety is pretty good in Fontana, though some people do have their concerns with homelessness. So that just seems to be a topic that continues to come up as I'm talking to
Every
residents.
city's afflicted by that, no matter what you do,
Yeah,
because there's homeless people. And why are there homeless people?
because there's lack of housing.
Exactly. There's lack of really good jobs too.
Yeah.
I mean, jobs with a prevailing wage.
Yes, we need really good wages. We need that's one of the things we're trying to fight for. We have a lot of warehouses, not a lot of good paying jobs in these warehouses.
Right. And that's a key thing when you have a government contract or something. Prevailing wages is a good thing.
Yeah,
They got to pay, and good benefits.
good benefits.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Worker safety.
worker safety.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Those are good points to talk about.
Yeah.
Especially when you're in front of union working people who, they work.
A citywide PLA.
Good. Those are all good things to talk about.
Yeah.
And good affordable housing, good jobs, safe streets. It's everything everybody wants.
Yeah,
That's
focusing
not
on
partisan.
economic issues.
It's not partisan.
No.
It's not partisan. Creating opportunity
Yes.
is another thing. So many of these big shopping centers, like, the shopping center where 24-hour fitness is and Target, and, they've got a few shops off the end that are mom and pop shops, but by and large, they're built so big, and, Citrus Plaza over in Redlands too. If you're somebody who wants to be a single entrepreneur or somebody who wants to be a small business person and find a place to operate your retail space, it's hard to do it because some of these shopping centers have no interest unless you've got a big brand name behind you.
Yeah.
So that's important that we address that. There are incubators, places where people can go and, a mom and a pop, or a pop or a mom, or a young entrepreneur, and they have something they want to do, a good or service or something they want to sell, that they have something available to them.
Yeah, and so that's one of the things that we also want to focus on is supporting small businesses. I've been talking to a lot of the small businesses in the city of Fontana, and they feel like, well, they just kind of like pushed over to Chamber of Commerce's for support. So being able to support them, help them, guide them, be more of a resource, kind of like what the city of Boston does, something that we can do more here. We want to be supporting our local economy because it's really important, especially for generating taxes.
You learned a lot in Boston, apparently. That's where you cut your teeth. That's where you know about city politics. You know about the operations of a city. I don't want to throw you too far off, but what would be your most valuable lesson you learned when you worked in Boston?
My biggest lesson working in Boston is working with community. I saw how important it was and what it looks like to work with community. So especially being able to come into a city that is mainly Republican, being able to actually start working with make sure that we're keeping the city council, because I'm only going to be one vote, and the body votes, together.
That's why
But
you have to build a coalition.
we need
You
to
can't
build
be just one vote. You have to be representing people who are behind you.
exactly, and
Just
that's
like-
the goal.
We just recently had a travesty where a couple of power-hungry council people in San Bernardino tried to take away the mayor's position.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, with no notice. One person wanted to get elected by 4 votes instead of 77,000 votes of the city. But the reason it didn't happen was because 500 people showed up, 140 people plus spoke and shook their fingers. It was like not only one person that said, maybe. But the rest of them, everybody was, no, this isn't going to happen. And that happened. When Helen Tran came out, she was the first one out under the days before they started the meeting. I mean, there was a thunderous round of applause. And that's because she has a coalition behind her. So one of the things you have to do as a Fontana City Council person is not be the power of one, but be exponentially the power of a coalition, of a group of people to represent the people. If you have that,
100%.
doing your job.
That's the whole goal. Building coalition building and working with the community. I'm not going to be there to be myself. I'm there for everyone's voice.
Absolutely.
I always say this is the people's seat, not my seat.
So it's been a pleasure and honor. We've been speaking with Luz Perez. She's running for Fontana City Council. Her election is in November. She's already going for it. And you can find out more information at luzperez4fontana.com. It's just simple. Luz, like the light, L-U-Z, Perez, the common spelling, the word for, F-O-R, fontana.com. Log on there, find out more information. Be listening. She's getting around everywhere. She's got some endorsements already. Here's where I put you on the spot.
Okay.
You ready?
Okay.
You have 4 minutes to do a speech in front of, we have about 35,000 people listening right now, and convince them to vote for you for Fontana City Council.
Okay. So, yes, my name is Luz Perez. I'm running for Fontana City Council, District 4, which is in the southeast part of the city. I'm running because I believe it's important because we deserve leadership that listens, acts, and puts people first. The focus of our campaign is affordable housing, safe streets, clean air, and good paying jobs. We want to ensure that we're building in Fontana for everyone. And we can't do this alone. We need the community to join us, to support us, join our fundraising opportunities, support us, come out and knock on doors with us, just be there with us. This is the seat of the people, for the people. Our focus is working families, and we want to ensure that every working family has the opportunities that they deserve to be able to live and be healthy and thrive in the city that they called home.
Absolutely. You got to stick to those talking points, too. Did a good job. I give you about 8.5 out of 10 on
Okay.
that one.
Oh, I gave her an A+.
A+.
I said 8. He's doing the letter system.
In fact, I might make that A++.
Very good. Very delightful.
I like that one.
Very delightful to talk to you, Luz. I'll vote for you, except I don't live in Fontana. But, I'll figure that out.
But you can do what I did. I gave her a donation.
That's
There
true.
you go. There you go. Would you help me out there, Don? Write that check for me, and we'll do it. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to continue on with our program in just a few minutes. We're going to take a short break. Thank you, Luz, for being here, and we hope to bring you back. Hopefully, you'll come back.
Thank you.
Did you have a good
for having me.
experience?
I loved it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Luz Perez for Fontana City Council. Luz Perez for Fontana.com. I'm Mark Westwood along with Don Williamson. And when we come back, we're going to be interviewing a candidate for State Board of Equalization named Donald Williamson.
And I want to thank her for coming on and brightening this show.
KCAA, 1050 AM, 106.5, the stations that leave no listener behind.
Miss your favorite show? Download the podcast at kcaaradio.com.
Hilary Duff is going on her first headlining tour in nearly 2 decades. The Disney Channel alum announcing the Lucky Me tour on her social media. The tour will feature songs from her upcoming album Luck or Something, along with her other hits throughout her career. The tour starts in Florida in June, ends in Mexico in February. Tickets go on sale to the general public February 20th. Hollywood continuing to pay tribute to the late actor James Van Der Beek, who died after a battle with cancer.
Co-star Busy Phillips, who worked with James Van Der Beek on Dawson's Creek, said he will be forever missed. Melissa Joan Hart says Van Der Beek was her first on-screen kiss in Clarissa Explains It All, and that he was a truly nice guy, a great father, and a wonderful actor. A GoFundMe account has been established to help his widow and their 6 children. James Van Der Beek died more than a year after he was diagnosed with colorectal cancer. He was 48 years old. I'm Rory O'Neill.
Gene Simmons is sharing his thoughts on Taylor Swift's fan base.
During a guest appearance on the Legend and Leaders podcast, the musician compared the Swifties to the Beatles fan base, Beatlemania. Simmons said that Swift is wonderful, but it's more than that, adding it's almost cultish. The Kiss member not the only music legend who has noticed Swift's influence on music fans, as Ringo Starr has also said the hype surrounding the singer is the closest thing to Beatlemania he's seen since experiencing it for himself with the Beatles. I'm Mark Mayfield.
That's entertainment. I'm Jennifer Bolsoni.
This is KCAA.
And now, the voices of KCAA with an exciting announcement.
Want to hear NBC News or KCAA anywhere you go? Well, now there's an app for that.
KCAA is celebrating 25 years and our silver anniversary with a brand new app.
The new KCAA app is now available on your smart device, cell phone, in your car, or any place.
Just search KCAA on Google Play or in the Apple Store.
One touch and you can listen on your car radio, Bluetooth device, Android Auto, or Apple CarPlay.
Catch the KCAA buzz in your earbuds or on the streets, celebrating 25 years of talk, news, and excellence with our new KCAA app.
Just do it and download it.
KCAA, celebrating 25 years.
Southern California's Inland Talk Express is KCAA.
1050. KCAA 1050 AM 106.5 FM. I'm Mark Westwood, back with the Donald Williamson Taxpayer, Saver, and More show here on a Wednesday, and I made a promise, and we got to keep it. We have the little girl, the beautiful little Amelia. This is Luz Perez's daughter, and she's waving hi, everybody. You can find this show on Kick, on YouTube, and all these video platforms, and then also we have a podcast, and she's more interested in Mom. She has no idea what she's doing. She's about a year and a half. Hello, Liz. Excuse me, Amelia. Hello, Liz, too. Hello, Amelia. You're so cute. Thank you. I wanted everybody to see Luz's little daughter here. She doesn't say much, but she's definitely supportive of her mom. Huh? All right, give your mom a hug.
Mama. Mama.
Mama? You say mama? She's giving the mic to her mom.
Microphone.
Says you say. Well, thank you very much, and we'll see you later, Amelia. We'll bring you back next time, okay?
Bye. Thank you.
She has the same name as my grandma. I just love that. Thank you very much. Okay. I love my grandma very much. Thank you. All right, now we get to the nitty-gritty, ladies and gentlemen. We bring on the man, the myth, the legend, The bigger than life. Bye.
Bye.
Man, Donald Williamson. You've heard that name very much because he's on this show. And, he was the former tax assessor for San Bernardino County, 3 terms elected by big votes, a lot of votes. And Donald is joining us like he does every Thursday here at 3 p.m. But today I said we're going to turn the spotlight a little bit on you. We don't talk too much about Donald Williamson, so we're going to do that. Donald, welcome back to your radio show.
Thank you.
Now we're putting you on the hot seat here. And I'm going to kick back a little bit because I know one thing. I know one thing about Donald. He is not short on words.
Well, let me say something. Yes,
let you say something? Okay, go for it.
Yes, I was the county assessor for 12 years, 3 full terms.
Yeah.
But concurrent to that, also, I was Board of Equalization consultant. All that time, prior, when I was deputy assessor, I was also, in fact, that's how when I was deputy assessor is when I contacted the board and became a consultant, more or less, because, in fact, their assistant chief counsel, Christine Crusade, told me that I called and talked things over and got advice and so on, told her what I thought, the way things should be done. And they always pretty much agreed with me.
Good. Let me interrupt you here for a minute. So for our listeners driving down the street, it's Donald Williamson. He's running for District
1.
District 1.
The State Board of
State Board of Equalization. Now tell our listeners what the heck the State Board of Equalization is and what they do.
That's a good question, and I'm glad you asked it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Board of Equalization actually is one step above the county assessors.
Get a little closer to the mic.
It's one step above the county assessors because we interpret the laws for them and give what they call LTAs, letter to assessors, explaining how they should, the interpretation and how they should go about enforcing it.
And there's only 4 districts in the whole state for that? There's 58 counties.
There's 4 elected board members. The 5th board member is the state controller. But he's elected by the people, but he's automatically a member, the 5th member. And actually, while I was...
so say that again. There's 4 electeds.
4 elected board members.
And there's a 5th?
A 5th person on the board, and that's the elected official. That is the state controller of California.
Oh, the state controller. That's a constitutional office. Yeah,
well,
like the governor or the lieutenant governor or treasurer.
Ours is statewide. I got a very small area, the BOE First District. It only covers, he's laughing, because it only covers 50 counties. It starts in Southern California, San Bernardino County, goes all the way up northern counties, past Sacramento.
Inyo, Kern.
On up. Modoc County, Mariposa, Butte County. It's just up to the top of the state.
Do you own an airplane, or are you able to fly an airplane?
It's a good thing that this is the day of automation and websites and computers, because, but I I will do exactly what I did when I first became assessor. I went to every one of my offices. We had 9 offices, and I visited 1 week when I first got elected, and every one of those invited the people to come in, talk to me. When we got to Victorville, they were out the door, down the alley. I had my staff get up, and we all took care of them, because in that day, the valuations were way up there, over-assessed, and I had promised that I would bring them down to the current market value under Proposition 8 and the Revenue and Taxation Code, Section 110 as well. And they were coming in by droves, and I kept my promise. Every promise I made, I kept.
So I can tell by talking to you, you had a lot of experience, a lot of tax knowledge as a tax assessor, and also you worked for the tax assessor's office before that, right?
I was deputy assessor for 12 years.
So
and that's when I first was taken, thanks to the board,
So 3 elected terms as county tax assessor, it's 12 years. And then you were 12 years before. So that's 24 years so far.
24 years, counting the 12 years deputy assessor, another 12 as the assessor. And both times I was a consultant, both times to the State Board of Equalization.
Yeah. And you have your own business. who has to pay retail taxes to the state BOE, right?
Yes, they did.
Marty's Carriage Barn out in Ukaipa on Otter Highway.
I do have that, and we
Right.
have to do what I don't run it.
Right.
My wife, that was hers. She passed away from cancer. I promised that I would keep it open for her brother, my brother-in-law,
Jim,
and he runs it. He has full control over it, I've kept my word, and that I kept it open for him. And they got a lot of stuff. I buy a lot of stuff there.
So that's amazing, and a politician keeps their word. I like that. I like that.
I do. I do keep everything I say. I do.
I can't tell you, folks.
I want to tell
I've
you.
had just a second. You got to let me talk now. I've had a lot of interaction with Don Williamson, and I'll tell you that he's tough sometimes. Sometimes you're a bit of a character, but I got to tell you one thing: he does keep his word, and he's honest, and that's a big, big thing. That's a very, very important quality, especially in somebody who's in charge of such big responsibilities like tax.
I say
Board
I'm
of
not a
Equalization.
politician, and I say that because I do keep my word. Every promise I make, I keep, and I'm going to represent the people. I'm going to be their voice, all the way from Southern California all the way to Northern California, statewide, and I need their vote. And I've got the experience. The State Board of Equalization. Not only are we over the assessor offices, but in addition, the BOE does, appraisers do value railroads, public utilities, and we're over some of the fees too that are out there. And but the biggest volumes are has to do with the property tax assessments.
Big time service job. You're involved in service community in more ways than one. I know through Kiwanis for sure.
Kiwanis, I've been a member since 1985.
1985.
A lot of years. I'm a senior citizen in case you haven't figured that out.
Well, yeah, and you were also Santa Claus on the back of a lot of fire trucks.
I was Santa Claus for a number of cities. Fontana, Rialto, Yucaipa, San Bernardino, and I didn't charge anything for it.
You've got deep pockets. We all know that because you're always donating. When it comes to a donation, Don Williamson pulls out, I don't know, he comes to different organizations and things like that I'm involved with. He's always got some lottery tickets to raffle off, buying memberships, paying for dinners, donating to the cause. The council candidate here from Fontana, Luz Perez, he says, can I donate to you? And she says, well, you've already donated twice.
Yeah, I'm in
generous.
I'm in 5 of the Democratic clubs.
Absolutely.
And the San Bernardino Democratic Luncheon Club is the one that she came to speak. We get a lot of politicians that come to that, and she brought her daughter, and you just see her daughter and her together, and it just melts your heart. I mean, and yeah, I gave her probably several contributions.
Well, you've got your work cut out for you. You're collecting signatures in lieu right now to get on the ballot.
Well, actually, we finished that up. Now we're nomination signatures.
Nomination signatures. Yeah. And are you going to be on the ballot in the primary or in the general election?
Both.
Both.
Well, I hope it's both.
Yeah, if there's only 2 people running with the jungle primary.
Well, I don't know that. I haven't heard of no one else running against the incumbent except me.
Right.
So I can't really say if there's with 30 counties, it would be hard for me to believe that there might not be somebody else going to run that I haven't heard of yet.
Yeah,
but with all of the experience I've got with the BOE, I got 4 certifications from the BOE, and they give you one to start with when I become an appraiser. The first year they give it to you, and that's the start one. And then the next year you have to take a test to be certified to get your permanent certification. Then you take more classes and more experience. You become advanced certified appraiser, which I got some in the other room there. And then the 4th one is instructor certification, where I actually taught the certification classes to appraisers that wanted to be certified. And I taught those. And I don't think there's anybody else that's got the experience I got.
Or the energy. I got to tell you right now, like I told my listeners, or our listeners earlier, I had surgery a few weeks. I'm in recovery. I'm getting there. I'm getting better every day. But I was on my way in one day, and I got a phone call from Don, and walking to the parking lot, and I'm like, oh, I'm tired. And he says to me, hey, Mark, I got an idea. We should have a 5K marathon. I'm like, you got somebody in your pockets? But
that
this
was
guy's
only
got more
a
energy.
1K or less, because I want to disable kids to be able to come and run. You know, our Kiwanis Club used our Rialto Kiwanis Club used to help the Fontana do one out at the high school, and they that was for disabled children. And I'm telling you, Mark, they had the greatest time out there laughing and running. It didn't matter if they come in dead last or not. It didn't make no difference. They were so happy, and I used to go out there and help sell hot dogs and stuff.
Yeah.
And
well, thank you, Donald Williamson, for your service as a United States Marine, also.
Semper Fi.
And you know, this guy is one in a million, I got to tell you. And it's a pleasure and honor to not only work alongside you on this show, but also to support you and endorse you for state board legalization. And he's pointing his finger.
Let me quickly say the rest of the Democratic clubs, not only the San Bernardino Luncheon Club, but the Yucaipa Calamasa Democratic Club, as you know, because you were president for many years, Redlands Area Democratic Club, Fontana Democratic Club, and Chino Hills Democratic Club.
There you go. You're building.
So I'm all over the place. And by the way, if I get elected, I'm going to visit every single one of our counties.
Yeah, there you go.
30 counties.
Oh,
I will be in every. That's a
keep
promise.
up with him. That's right. You got to keep up
and
with
I will
Donald
invite
Williamson.
people to come in with their problems, and I will get them help.
I think that should be your campaign slogan. I invite you to keep up with me. I'm Donald Williamson. We got 1 minute. Next week, Donald, probably next week, we're going to have Helen Tran, the mayor of San Bernardino, on. If not, on my new show on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Community Crossroads is going to Wednesdays at 6 p.m., so I'm going to have a show then. Yeah, it's going to be a little more political. We were political today, but we're not normally so political on this show. And, you know, ladies and gentlemen, find out more about Donald Williamson. Find out more about Luz Perez. Luz Perez for Fontana.com. It's been a pleasure and honor to have these two great candidates on. And
next week will be great with Helen Tran.
Yep. And so we'll invite you back, same time, as I like to say, the same bat channel, 10:50 a.m., 106.5. Yes.
And I would like to see if we can get Josie Gonzalez, the new assessor, to come on.
Throw down the gauntlet, see if she's do it. All right. KCAA, 10:50 a.m., 106.5 FM, NBC News Radio, Talk Radio with Eric Casario in the control room. Thank you. Thank you to everybody. Have a great President's Day weekend. And enjoy yourself. Stay safe.
Happy President's Day.
Happy President's Day.
God bless
we'll
you.
talk to you.
NBC News on KCAA Loma Linda, sponsored by Teamsters Local 1932, protecting the future of working families. Teamsters1932.org.
NBC News Radio, I'm Jim Roop. New information released by law enforcement officials on the search for the mother of Today host Savannah Guthrie. NBC's Tom Winter says there's now more details about the person seen on video that law enforcement is now calling a suspect, who's said to be 5'9" to 5'10" with a medium build.
They have identified a 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack as the backpack. So they're confirming that. That will be very helpful. That they will go over and figure out anybody that has purchased that type of backpack, and we'll try to cross-reference to any names that might be known to them.
Investigators have also found a pair of black gloves near Nancy Guthrie's house, and they're testing them for DNA. A federal judge is blocking Secretary of War Pete Hegseth's attempts to punish Senator Mark Kelly. The Arizona Democrat's been a target of Hegseth since releasing a video urging U.S. service members to refuse illegal orders. In the 29-page ruling, the judge said Senator Kelly was reprimanded for exercising his First Amendment right to speak on matters of public concern. Congresswoman Nancy Mace says people would be shocked by the names that have been redacted from files tied to convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein.
Mace's comments came during a Wednesday appearance on Piers Morgan Uncensored after lawmakers were given the opportunity to review the DOJ's unredacted files. According to Mace, the redactions include people on both sides of the aisle, famous people, prime ministers, and more. Mace has been a vocal backer of Epstein's survivors. I'm Wendy Swanson.
On the Olympic front, Team USA is taking home another medal in cross-country skiing. Olympic veteran Jessie Diggins secured her 4th medal in her 4th trip to the Winter Games after capturing the bronze in the women's 10-kilometer interval.
Through and got me to this moment, and I'm just really grateful.
Diggins won a silver and bronze in 2022 and a gold in 2018. Jim Roop, NBC News Radio.
This is KCAA.
One of the best ways to build a healthier local economy is by shopping locally. Teamster Advantage is a shop local program started by Teamster Local 1932 that has brought together hundreds of locally owned businesses to provide discounts for residents who make shopping locally their priority. Everything from restaurants like Corky's to fun times at SB Raceway and much, much more. If you're not currently a Teamster and you want access to these local business discounts, contact Jennifer at 909-889-8377, extension 224. Give her a call. That number again is 909-889-8377, extension 224.
It's a bird!
It's a plane!
No, it's Super Roth!
Okay, a gimmicky opening for a commercial about Super Roth Universal Life Insurance, but I'm sure it got your attention. Now, what is a Super Roth, you ask? It's a permanent indexed universal life insurance that's totally liquid and easily accessible once it matures. Can be used to supplement retirement savings or a death benefit, or both. Has no income or contribution limit. Has no 5-year rule like Roth IRAs. Has no 10% penalty for accessing the funds before age 59 and a half. Oh, and the average historical returns are 5 to 7% annually. Tax-free. Super Roths also lock in gains, which means you don't